Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Let's see what we got going on today. It is a new tax year. In many ways, you almost want to think, did they really start the calendar for just the whole idea so they could tax you? I really think about that. We talked about it the last couple days of the week, and last week we talked about the idea that, basically there's tax selling going on. People were adjusting their portfolios so they can offset gains with losses. This way they don't pay taxes. And it's like, when you really think about it, you're like, wait a second here. Are we really, the whole situation with New Year's and, what are we really measuring? Are we really measuring much when you really think about it? I mean, civilization. In some ways you are. You could say, you could look at it that way. I always look at it as the taxes. All I know is when they want to take money from me, the government wants to take money out of my pocket, then I think, you really want to, it makes the calendar a whole different animal. It really does. So, anyway, good morning, and we are in a new tax year. That's what it really comes down to. So, do we really need to know how old this is or how old that is overall? Not really. Our own personal age we could keep track of. That's fine. And obviously, mortgage payments for some, and car payments for others, and so forth and so on. As I take a sip of my tea, playing with a little cold myself today. I have some little snifflies, that type of thing. Sorry about that. And we have plenty of cough drops in case I get into a hacking, which I have not. I'm not complaining. So, anyway, that's what it comes down to. It's tax time. Yes, indeed. Not happy about it. All right, and you can see up there, there is the dollar index. You can see it's in a buy today. It's in a buy on Tuesday. And we're in a weekly buy. You can see the strength down there below, down here. See that? You see that down here? Let's see. We're looking to see if it's following it. I guess, yeah, that's it. So right in here, see, can we get any of this going? What's going here? How about if we highlight something like that? There we go. Let's go over to the currencies and so forth. And there's the dollar index, 13 weeks in a buy. And, it's been reaching, they've been buying dollars. Especially after the election, they seem to, in November, they really started to buy dollars. They started buying dollars in anticipation that he was going to win. They had a good idea that, for us insiders that are pay attention to the politics and have the more accurate, or at least have the common sense and understanding of what polls and how polls work. The polls kept on showing him ahead, anywhere from 3 to 5%. Things like that. He was always up. And but then there was polls put out there where they would try to say, he's high or he's below or stuff like that, which he was never really that way at all. So, and so the dollar, right here, you can see the dollar. Here's November right there. See if that's up on the screen. It should show up on the screen, right? It will show. There it is right there. You see that? It's showed up on the screen there? Okay, good. And that's the November 5th. That's the election. That's the election day. You see it's never gone below down to that again. It's just climbed. So we had a dollar index trading at the 103. We'll say 103 and a half area, something like that. A little under it. And now today we are trading at the 108 and 3/4 area, basically. So we're at the highs, and we're also seeing the bond vigilantes. They've done their offsetting, because they had a lot of gains, and so they were able to take benefit of that. And we can see the same thing there. Let's put the 10-year up on the screen. The 10-year bond is, it'll jump out a few seconds. There's a Swiss and yen and sugar. Oh, then there's sugar there. And there it is right there. The 10-year. Went into the buy on Monday, and it's still in the buy. You can see that there. They threw a few red dots in from the sloppiness, but we're back up again from the holiday. Now we just need to see the weekly turn up. You can see there the weekly down below is minus at the moment, and so it's still pressing down. It's a fourth week in a sell, but they are trying to turn. And let's take a look at the 30-year too. See how the 30-year looks. And there is right there. There's the 30-year. That has 3 green dots since Monday. And it's in the buy also for 3 days. And it's a little bit higher up maybe than the 10-year. Let's go over here. We're going to try one more thing. We have another 30-year on the old platform. And there is, where's it at? Right there. That's still aiming down too for 4 weeks. So okay, nothing to show you there then. Now we'll see. We got today and tomorrow. We'll see if we see some strength kicking out in the bonds, maybe going into next week. It could pretty much looks like it could be next week's business at this point. But the dollar index is not letting go. It's staying very steady. Let's put that back in there on the screen. Right there. All right. From there, we'll zip over to and check out the euro. Let's see what the euro is doing this morning. There it is right there. Switch screens for you and me. Ta-da, right there. You see, we're playing with the lows. They still don't have any hunger for the pair to sell the dollar pair, out of the euro. It's more of the, it's dollar. This is the euro-dollar pairs trade. So what happens is that being at the not the dollar-euro, but the euro-dollar, just reversed out, it's a simple math. And what it means basically is when it goes down, the euro is going down in value. Just like when we look at the USD CHF, the dollar versus the Swiss, the dollar is in the front. So that means when the Swiss is going down, it's gaining in value. Yeah, it's like the bonds, it's got that bond thing going on. Anyhow, that's where we are with the euro this morning. Let's take a look and see at the cable. There's cable. Oof, woof. Look at that. They're smacking cable even harder. Smack-a-doodle, smack-a-doodle, smack-a-doodle. It did, was it Monday? Went into the buy on, no, it was last Friday. It went into the buy, gave us a volatility signal on Monday, went into a sell on Tuesday. So let's just throw a little ready thing in there like that. There it is. We'll just widen it out a little bit like so. But it's taking out the lows of the last month, the end of November. It's taking out those lows now. And I think we're seeing the same thing in the euro. It's taking out that low right there. The low there was 103.32. And today the low is 103.31. Or 103.12. 13. 103.13 versus 103.32. So both are feeling the pain. The cable is feeling that pressure. It's still in the weekly sell for umpteenth weeks now. You can see it there up on the spreadsheet. The cable's 13 weeks in a spread in a sell. You can see the euro is 14 weeks in a sell. So Uncle Sam is being bought, and I don't blame them. You got both Germany and England having to deal with the politics still. We got rid of our socialists out of all 3 branches of government, and now England's going to have to fight to get their socialists out of their government. And same thing with the Germans. Germans are Mr. Even Elon Musk is trying to tell them, AFD is not a bunch of 1933ers. You're the fascists. You are the socialists. You know, you call yourselves democratic something or another's. But you can't be a capitalist, can you? You have to be a socialist, and so that's why people were running away from those currencies at the moment. Believe me, the moment the elections come around and they get good governments, people will buy their currency again. Yeah. And that's the magic of it all. That is the magic of it all. All right. In comes the first cough drop in the mouth, just so we don't cough. All right. And from there's Swiss. Swiss, same thing. In other words, it's Swiss. Just go move it over here like that. USD, CHF. So as it rises, the dollar is gaining against it. We are above the range. We may have to start looking for, and I think I mentioned this on Monday or Tuesday or last Friday. Probably last Friday. You see, in the next resistance is in the 92 area right there, where it bounced against it back in May, in late April and May, and then again at the end of May, and it broke down. And I'll slide over again. You see they banged it again. See that right there? We're going to put a line in there in a few seconds. Where is that? That is... What was that? March? No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. That is September. September and October of 23. So let's put... And then we'll just go slide a little bit more over just to see the resistance. Something like that. So there, it's basically, that's the resistance right there. I think we'll just make it another purplish thing like that. There we go. And we'll look at that as, see how well they bounce around on that. So you see it hit it, went down the new low, not low, new lows, but close enough right where the box is right there. So we could expand that over too. This could be fun, just watching them bounce off of these things. And you see how it hit the box again and failed, and bounced off the little the little dark blue. I guess you'd call that a dark blue lines. The three dark lines now, and now we're going after, I guess, the low 92s or mid 92s. We'll see how that plays out. And we're still in a weekly buy. You can see that right there. And when it failed at it this time, right up in here, and broke through it, we were in a weekly sell. Not sure why that's there. Did we even... I guess, did we go into the buy and then the sell? I guess not. We just missed it. So, let's just leave this over here, waiting for someday when it starts gaining against the dollar. There's the sell right there. So it was in, out, up in here, playing with this resistance. You can see here's the weekly here. This was already started somewhere back in, I guess, like right here, right there. You see that's back in January of 24, right there. This last year passed, and it kind of bounced around in there. And it was in the buy and just kept on finding ways to go higher. And then we started to do a little dance here, and we switched directions a couple times, and then finally it became the resistance and fell down. And then it tried to play with it again, but it was in that sell, so it helped us, and we didn't have a lot of faith in it, and it made those nice lows there again. And then you can see we went into the buy again right here, playing with the bottom end of the box, the green dotted area. And you can see we went into a buy, and it became the support too at the same time. So we're seeing that strength in it, and now we'll just watch and see when they finally push back into the sell. Let's try the yen. Now the yen and Japan are closed. They're like the old days in Europe, where in the 90s, the 80s, and the 90s, and so forth, in the 70s, and where they would shut down for 6, 7 days for holidays. So in this case here, who knows? Maybe it's super accounting week. Maybe that's what they call it, super accounting week. So we know what we have to pay the government. But either way, um, Christmas and New Year's has been closed, and I think they're opening up on Monday. They may be opening up on Monday. They're not open today. So I think they have a couple more days, and I don't know if it's getting closer to connected to the lunar season, the new lunar moon, that type of thing for the year. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Whereas China, do I have anything in here that will show us China? I guess we could take a look at China on the. It's feeling the pain more. It's been a tough year. I guess, were they up or down for the year? That's something to look at. I think they were up for the year. Let's see if we can get the chart up on there. Let's do this. There's a good chance that they closed almost unchanged for the year. Let's take a look and see. There we go. We go for 1 year. Yeah, it was up for the year. Started the year off down in the 2800 area. See that right there? Oh, you can't see that. Now you'll be able to see that. So China had a good year. It started off in here. Where's that? Right there. In the, is that 2900 area? Let's give it a full. Well, I guess that's it. That must be January right there. And what was that number there? We'll take a look at it a little bit closer. That number was a little under 3,000. It was 2,973. And then they went and made super duper lows, which were never challenged, but was very close. And then they started doing the stimulus right here. And so they went from basically 2,700, we'll say, rounding it out, all the way up to 35. An 800-point move. And you see, maybe now that the tax, I don't know how they work their taxes, but you see last 2 days they've driven it down from the 3,400 area down to the 32.5 area. So 150-point drop in 2 days. A little pressure there. And that's what we see on the China. And it's been this is the second week in a weekly sell too. So they started off last week right there. It was just a teeny weeny little one, but it was a weekly sell. That's the way it works. And you can see it was in daily buys all the way up until Tuesday. And they sold that down on Tuesday. There's Tuesday. Holiday was there. And today they smacked it even harder. That's going to be interesting. Since the currency itself is fixed at $1, there's not much to be said. I think it's in the 7.3s versus. I wonder if we can get that on here. I hate it on the old platform. Looking at it, but let's see if we can get the yuan, Chinese yuan. China. Let's see. Chinese yuan. Is that the way it's yuan? Let's see if we can find it. Chinese yuan. Let's try this. Let's Google it. China yuan. Is that it? There it is. There we go. Let's put that up on there. Copy. Right there. Paste. That says it's tobacco. I think that's a little off. Paste. See how that goes. China yuan. Not the fastest to show us China yuan. Let's see what Google has to say about it. There's the Chinese yuan. Yeah, that's something I think we need to put on there. That's the renminbi. Let's see if we can do that. They do a really good job of hiding. They try to hide things. They always do. They don't make it easy to copy things and get them up on screens, but we'll get it there. There it is right there. Paste. Chinese yuan renminbi. Look at that. When you put it in there, extending buy incentives, price war enters third year, pledges more. They don't even want to show us the currency. And Google at least was willing to show us the currency. Well, you can't be the number one currency in the world if you can't even look it up. That's for sure. How about if we just put yuan in there? That'd be interesting. The yuan. These are all weird examples of why Doc doesn't pay attention to China as much as, or thinks China is going to be, doing great things. Let's try it that way. Paste. How can we help you? Talk about trying to hide how bad their currency is. Look at that. All right, let's try this. Go right there again. How can we help you? How can we? What can we just have to tell you that you need to invest in China? We won't tell you what you pay, and we won't tell you if you're going to get your money back, but you need to do it. That seems to be the nature of it all the time. Drives me crazy. All right, we're just going to keep on. We're going to fight to get it. We're going to find it. Sooner or later, they're going to tell us where it's at. How about if we just go like this 4x too? Market Digest. Amgen, isn't it amazing how well they hide something that supposedly is the second most powerful in the world? I mean, I'm not making this up. I'm doing this in front of you live. Let's see. How about we try putting renminbi up there? Paste. Just the renminbi. Let's see what they do with that. Berenberg renminbi bond opportunities. Let's see. Chinese EV makers extend buying incentives. Can't we sell you more? But you can't see what it costs. Just give us the money and we will tell you if you gained money in 5 or 6 years. How's that? How about this? Let's put the yuan in there. Paste. Let's do this. Yuan. Let's see how that goes. There we go. Should it see that? It was so easy. I don't know how I could have been so wrong. Oh, there's a good one. Yuan TA U.S. Treasury 20-year. That should be interesting. We should put a couple of these things in. Let's see. Let's go like that. And they're going to show us what it is right there. Cool. Copy. Stick that in there. Products. Add. Paste. Let's see if we can figure this out. So it's CNH USD. So we'll put that in there like that. Excuse me. Copy. Oh, this is so much fun. I get a kick out of that solely because I keep on saying they're just not that dominant a player. All right, here we go. Let's go all the way to the bottom. Maybe it's at the bottom or at the top. Let's see where it's at. Must be at the bottom. There it is, right there. And let's see, give it a spin. What? Something went wrong. They don't even want to show us the market on it? I'm not sad. Let's see. Go back. Spin. Add a product. Let's do this. Let's go back to the product itself. Go down to the bottom. No, that seems right. CNH USD equals X. And that's something. No, you can see it right here without our math. You see the product has gone from the 13. You know, I really wish it was the other way around. It's fallen from 13 to 13.67 to 13.63. I'm not sure what that 14 is all about, but 6.5. That's just simple little ticks there. Now, that's just in a daily situation. Let's just take a look at a 6-month situation. Probably doesn't look like it moved whatsoever. Yeah, see, that's why it won't fill in. Look at that. Let's see what a yearly looks like. Nah, look at that. It's not that good a product. You can't even get quotes out of Yahoo Finance. Let's see what else we can do here. This is Yahoo. This is not me. This is Yahoo not able to do this. How are you going to be the #1 currency in the world? How are you going to be the world reserve currency if you can't move, if you don't have any value? Look at it. It's dropped to 13.58. That's for sure. And that is just an intraday. See, they don't really trade it. I guess that's what the problem is. I'm not sure what that 14 is all about. How you end up with 14 in the middle of all that. But that is the Chinese yuan. That's why I don't like having it on the machine, because it doesn't trade. And I really dislike that. But they were moving it up, what, 2 or 3 ticks throughout the whole day. See, it's gone from 0.01367 down to, with a low there today of 0.1363. Yeah, that's it. Very strange. All right, so anyway, I guess I've made my point. They don't really have a currency. All righty. All right. Hello, Robin. Boy, I would have been really happy if we could have watched that thing just through the math. That would have been interesting. All right, let's go back over to... We'll go back to the old platform then. I'm not going to waste any space on the old platform for yuan. All right, that's the yen. And you see the yen is on its holiday adventure right now. And it went into a sell last couple days, but they're closed. See that there? I think that... Oh, okay. They're still trading the currency with the government closed. So the currency's been in a sell last couple days with the government closed. I believe they're opening their markets up again on Monday. I think that's when it is. So at least that makes some sense. And they have a currency too that goes up and down, which is always nice. Let's go over to... Oh, no, we don't need to go there. Let's go take a look at Turkish lira. Oh, isn't that great? I love it. It's flatlining. They need to go to the way of the yuan. Just kind of sit there, quiet, not do much. Look at that. The weekly is trying to get into the sell. We got into the weekly buy last week. There it is. Get rid of that. And now we are trying to go into the sell again. Well, I cheer for all the sells. Anything that makes life better for Turkey and its people is fine with me. Right now, obviously, we've gone through this so many times. Things are not too. They're living in what they refer to as hyperinflation, supersonic hyperinflation. Their inflation rate is in the 30s. The things are not as good as they could be. Let's put it that way. But that's why I call it the Great Experiment, because the government has been doing this and has taken their current. Imagine if they had done the opposite of what they were doing. Wouldn't that have been interesting? So maybe the currency right now would be trading at I don't know, back at 1 point instead of 36 points. If the government only would have done over the last 8 years what they did in reverse. That's it. Stop what you're doing and do the reverse of it. That's all. Everything you hate, love. And everything you love, hate. Try that. Alrighty. So from there, let's see. Let's take a look at the South African Rand. Right there. And that was really interesting, the way it moved up from the 17.5 up to the 18.5. And gold, pretty much held up very well. Let's take a look at the gold this morning. There's the bond. Look at that bond. It's lifting up nice and firm. Daily, 3 days in a buy. It really is trying to lift. And there is the gold right there. And gold is trying to get into a buy. You can see that right there. It's been in a sell for a couple days. And was that a sell too right there? What is that? No, that was a buy still. And then it went into the sell here, and it is actually this is a lose trade too. We got a loss on this trade. Interesting. And we're trying to get into the buy here, and gold is trying to get back into the buy there. I don't know if they will or not. Maybe it's tomorrow's business. Maybe it's next week's business. We'll see. Whereas over here on the silver is pretty much looks almost identical to what the South African Rand was doing. Abdul, how you doing? Welcome to a new tax season. Happy new tax season. There we are. I crack myself up sometimes. Indeed. So, you see silver's joining in with the South African Rand. It's moving in the same direction. Let's just show you again. The Rand has been lifting up for the last 3 weeks. Stalled out up in here. That's interesting. And at the same time, you look at the silver. Whereas gold is lifting up and fighting the Rand, the silver is falling down. And obviously, what's interesting is here's copper, and we always think of copper in China always. So it's the last couple days it's been getting punched down. It's been in a weekly sell now since the 440, 450 area. Up in here, it's been in the sell, and keeps on finding ways to go lower. I guess I think we saw 2 years ago 380 maybe, $3.80. So that'll be interesting. See if that's where we end up in the end. Like 380, something like that. $3.80 a pound. But right now you can see silver and copper. That slide. They both look the same way. Same thing. Except for you can see silver's trying to lift up today. And due to the fact that China itself, did I show you the China index? I did. And did I show you the Hong Kong index? Where's the Hong Kong? Hong Kong just started to sell down, whereas the Chinese market's been in a weekly sell. This is the second week. Excuse me. So we shall see. But with the South African Rand being so strong, weak against the dollar and going up, that's put pressure on silver and gold and so forth. But gold today, Looks like it'll have no problem if they hold up here. It'll stay in the the buying area. Kindly review Stellar. Do we have Stellar? Let's see. Let's find it. Products. Stellar. I'd imagine I let's see. Right there. Stellar. I got your Carrefour on there, and I've got the L'Oreal. There's Sterling. No, what's that? No, SBT. Stellar. Let me grab that, and then we'll get the symbol on Stellar. Looks like we don't have Stellar on there. Is that a stock? Might be a stock. Take a look and see. Stellar. 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 Oh, it's a currency. Okay. I think that's a currency. Yeah, it's a currency. Okay, cool. Let's put that on there and see what it does. Let's see. We'll get a general idea. Products, add a product, Stellar. Paste. And let me just double check it there. And then let's do this too at the same time. Stellar. Like, put that in right? Yeah. XLM-USD. Put that in there. And we'll see what they're doing. 6 months. Oh yeah, I think we're going to get that. That's going to be neat. It's really taken off too. Wow. Excuse me. Let me show you. There it is right there. Wow, it's really taken off in the last since the election. So obviously they must be Trumpites. They must be. Oh wait a minute. Let's see. What is this? This is X. Yeah. So the XLM or the Stellar is gaining against the dollar. That's good. Now let's go over to here. Take a look at the math on it. There we are. There's Stellar right there. We've been in a weekly sell for the last 3 weeks. You see, a couple weeks ago we were in buys for this action. You see the buy. Let's see if we can line this all up. Let's go like this. Since November. Let's go like this. It's going into a weekly buy, you can see that. So there's Jan, deck, and deck. Now it went into the buy in somewhere in the beginning of December. Right up in here, it was in the buy for this action. It might have been in buy more. We have to go back and look at it further. Let's put the daily against it, like so. See, it's jumped into the daily buy for the second day. Nice move there. Went from where did it opened at 33.16, traded up to 43.53. Interesting. Now, that is a currency too, right? Looks like a currency. XLM. Yeah, XLM. That's cool. The Stellar USD. Is that a crypto possibly? Coin market. Yep, it's a coin market. Cool. It's another crypto. Huh. Yeah, look at that. It was in a sell for most of this move. It was in a sell for most of this move right here. You can see that. Interesting. Another coin. I like that. XLM. Let's that's cool. Oh, let me look at one other metal and we'll go back to it. How's that? I just want to get rid of platinum because then we can stay on this platform. Platinum. I'll show you where platinum is. This is April platinum. Right there. Activate. There's April platinum. It's trying to lift up. It's getting close to a buy, but it's been in that weekly sell now for, what is that, 10 weeks now? I think that's what it is. Let's go up higher. There it is. Yeah, 9 weeks last week and 10th week this week. And that XLM looks interesting. Excellent. That's what they should do, is they should make the Chinese yuan a crypto instead. Just make it a crypto. Let it trade live. I mean, obviously the government can't run their currencies. Someone should. Right there. And right there. Right. There goes the mouse. Right there and right there. Not bad. So that's a really cheap. Works well on the math, that's for sure. Looks fine on the math. Alright. Not bad at all. It's going into the weekly buy as we speak. Maybe it'll take out the... Let's see if we can get a broader view. Like that. Okay, at one time it was up in this range. Look at that. They got up as high as, what is that? That is almost $1. Almost made a full dollar. Interesting. It's under a half, but you can see here. When was that? That was at the beginning of the year. It was up that high. I was playing with that. You get some of those little wild spikes where people need to get into it. They have to have it. Interesting. All right. So there it is in our math at the same time. All right. Glad to help you. No problem. From there, we might as well take a look at like some of the energies and so forth. We'll take a Brent. See what Brent is doing this morning. There it is. Brent. Brent. There it is. There's Brent. Now it's been in a daily buy for 2, 4, 6. This is the 8th week. So it went into the buy back the day before Christmas. Not the 8th week. I'm sorry, 8th day. So on the 24th, it went into a daily buy. Let's just give it a refresh there. You'll see it in both. There it is. Move this over. Like that. And there is the 20th. So it went into the buy right here, but we're still waiting for it. We were in weekly buys back then too, so it was alright. You know, you can see here, this is the 5th week in a weekly buy. And they keep on lifting it up pretty well. West Texas Intermediate. Let's see what the U.S. oil looks like. Oil right there. What's that? 2, 4, 6 days in a buy. All right. On the 24th. Let's give it a refresh. There we go. There's the 20th. Just like Brent. And finally went into the buy on the 24th. Right there, there's the 24th. So that's what, 2, 4, 6 days in a buy. And it's been in 3 weeks in a buy. And 4 out of 5 in a buy. Slid into the sell there last week. It was not last week. Back on the, what was that? Back on the 13th. Back in here with all this weakness. and it just went right back into the buy again. So it was in the sell for this area right here, which is good. All right, and then from there, what do we go to? We go to Nat Gas is a wild one. That's a real wild one. Wild one. Such a wild one. All right, let's find Nat Gas. And then we'll go take a look at the refined product itself, like the heating oil right there. And here is the Nat Gas. And you see, been in a weekly buy for 3 weeks. And it's been pushing up, and up, and exploding. It was in a, where was it? It was in a buy for this day. But these two days of sell, you couldn't be short because we were in a weekly buy. And that's the way it goes sometimes, you know. Remember, traders, there's always 3 positions. I'm always consistent. There's always 3 positions. There's a long, there's a short, and there is a neutral where you have a neutral position on where you're not leaning in either direction. All right, from there, we slide over to the refined product itself, and that is the heating oil or kerosene or slash diesel, whatever you want to call it. There it is right there. And you can see here it's playing with the, it's actually flirting with a sell now out of nowhere. It's been in a buy for a couple of weeks for the move up. And we're still in a daily buy for 3 days here. Where's that 4? Let's make that bigger so we can see it all together. Nope, that was in a sell. So it's just the last 3 days since it's been in the buy. And been in a buy for 3 weeks, so it's been fine. You could be on the longs, but you can't take the shorts. Now we're up, you know, pretty good up there. What was that? That is the 233 area, almost $2.34 a gallon, and that's not an imperial gallon. That's 4 quarts. Yeah, those are 2 quarts. 2 quarts. It's 2 quarts. 2 quarts make a gallon, I believe it is. 2 quarts make a gallon. All right, and then from there, now this is the refined product that they take from the crude and make, and so you know this makes kerosene for the airplanes and heating people, you know, heating houses and so forth. It takes the diesel. It's the same thing. They just have different names for it and little thinner qualities, I guess you could say, but they all do the same because I can put heating oil in my tractor. I can put kerosene in my tractor, and I can put diesel in my tractor. I can put all 3 in there. They all burn it, no problem. All right, now from there we go over to, where do we go next? Oh. Go to suspicious observers? No, I just want to see if they've put out anything yet. Nope, still nothing yet. All right, now from there, we'll go over to, we did natural gas, so we'll go take a look at the company down in Spain. Who knows, they might be closed too. I doubt it though. I think they might be open. I did hear something. They got they got another exchange. They got a good electronic exchange, I understand, down there. We're looking for the EMG, there it is, ENG MC. And that's been scraping the bottom. It's down in the 24s last we saw it. Ooh, look at that bounce. I'm sorry, not 24s. It's not 24s. I think it was like 11.24. No, I guess not. 11.15. So it's been in a weekly sell for 4 weeks. You can see that right there. All that action there, weekly sell. You can see the last 3 days it's been in a daily buy. So not there because we're not in a weekly buy. And honestly, not there just on the short term. It's in a daily buy. You know, you can see right here the strength has been pushing up, but we're in weekly sell, so it's a neutral situation at the moment. Now, if you're a producer or you know, somebody that's actually growing it or producing it or digging it out of the ground, and you're naturally long all the time, then you can hedge yourself because you're already long. But if you're just a trader trying to be long when it goes up and be short when it goes down, no. Just stand to the side at this point. Only play the sells. All right. Now from there, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to that. Let me see how high it's bounced. It's not the worst. Let's see, where is it at? EM, there it is right there. I just want to see how high it's bounced. There we go. Yeah, so here it is back in the end of October. It was trading in the $13 area. And now it's traded as low as $11.50. So that's a good thing. That shows you. Now we've seen all the issues about the natural gas being cut off through Ukraine, and all these economic chaotic things going on. I think that's what we really look for, is stability and less economic chaos, less people shooting and dropping bombs on us. That's what we really fight for in America, less. And I think that at times, we're spoiled in the sense that the rest of the world has this issue all the time. People are shooting at each other, and I don't know, they take the guns away. If you give everybody guns in all these countries, maybe that would calm it down. We have more guns than any other country in the world. So that tells you something. Like, you want to live in a more peaceful place? Arm your citizens. Everybody. Women, children, dogs, cats, daddies. Just everybody. Give them all a gun. Give them weapons. All right. So from there, I guess what we'll do is we'll take a look at the world. We've seen China is selling down for the last couple of days, down 150 points for the last 2 days alone. Japan is closed. Let's see what Taiwan looks like. There it is right there. There's Taiwan. See, it's been sold down the last couple of days. Pressure on it. It's been in a weekly sell for 4 weeks now. So it's been a while. See a lot of selling in this product. Let's just move it over. There we are. Interesting. So you can see the strength here has, basically been almost non-existent. Yep. Non-existent. Just that pressure on there. But again, it's way off its lows. Let's see what I saw stats coming out about, because of the martial law and all the strange things that's been going on in South Korea. And then they removed it after a few hours, and then they changed the prime minister, and let's see what the Kospi looks like this morning right there. They're saying maybe they'll lose 0.2% off of their GDP. Bad politics definitely hurts an economy, that's for sure. You can see it's been in a weekly sell for weeks, many weeks. There's 6 weeks right there alone. The South Korean stock market's feeling its pain. It's been quiet. See, now they were open on Friday. They were open on Monday, and they were open on. They're open today. So, it's Tuesday they were open. Yeah, they weren't open on Tuesday. So Tuesday and Wednesday they were off, and now they're open again. We'll see what they do with the weekly next week. See if get some strength in there. I think we got to come up with a title today too. What kind of title can we come up with today? And I guess does everybody know Giannis is a daddy now? He was daddy on New Year's Eve. It's a tax thing. Hopefully it was this year. No, last year. He needed the baby to be born last year. This way they can deduct it. All right. So, Giannis, congrats again for being a daddy, and your wife. Give her more kudos than you, that's for sure. She did most of the work. Now your turn to do a lot of the work. All right, now what we'll do is we will come up with a title today. What can we say about today? How about a new tax year for all? That's what it seems like to me. All right. Let's see, we got, feel free to call me. Okay, so, title today, Title, title. Let's see. New tax year. New tax year. Let's see, what else can we say? New tax year and capitalism. Excuse me. Capitalism. No, I got the sneezes out of nowhere. Capitalism. There you go. New tax year and capitalism. I like that. So that's what it comes down to. All right, traders. I think we're going to have a good year. You know, you're seeing some strength starting off. We'll see. Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 280 points. Let's see if we can show you some of these things going on. And they're really fighting the push, into possible buys, which is nice. So we'll see. But I think it's going to be a good year. It's going to be very hard for people to sell it down. Let's put it that way. It'll take real calamities, real problems. But at least the bond market's starting to lift up, and that's a good thing, price-wise. Which means interest rates are dropping, doing what the Fed was begging for it to do. All right, traders, happy trails to you until we meet again, which will be tomorrow, which will be Friday. Geez, these holiday weeks are really goofy. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders, have a safe and smart trading day. Ta-ta for now.